Why the INFJ mind is always far ahead of the crowd. You've always felt it, haven't you? That strange sense of knowing things before they happen. That gut feeling that warns you to walk away from someone others swear is perfect. That eerie clarity that forms in your mind when everyone else is still fumbling for answers. If you're an INFJ, this isn't just coincidence, it's part of the extraordinary machinery of your mind. Your brain doesn't just observe, it predicts, deciphers, and anticipates in ways most people can't begin to grasp. In this video, we're diving deep into the INFJ mind and uncovering why it's always far ahead of the crowd. These insights are for you, the rare, intuitive, and deeply reflective INFJ, so prepare to feel seen, understood, and empowered. We'll explore the profound reasons why your mental landscape is far ahead of the crowd. 1. INFJs subconsciously scan patterns others don't even see. From a young age, INFJs have an almost mystical ability to see the invisible threads connecting people, events, and ideas. Your dominant cognitive function, introverted intuition, NI, isn't just about insight, it's about predictive pattern recognition. You sense undercurrents long before they become waves. At school, you may have noticed subtle shifts in a teacher's tone or body language and sensed they were going through something, only to later discover they were dealing with a personal crisis. Or you instinctively knew two friends were about to fall out long before the first fight happened. INFJs often carry the emotional burden of this foresight. Imagine constantly knowing the direction of a relationship that others think is just beginning. You watch as people walk into emotional traps you foresaw miles away, but saying something risk-sounding, too intense, or paranoid. Keep a pattern journal. Track your intuitive hits. Over time, you'll build trust in your inner compass and learn how to gently communicate your foresight without overwhelming others. Trust that your ability to sense ahead isn't weird, it's your superpower. 2. INFJs think in long-term implications, not just immediate results. While others focus on the next step, INFJs often think 10 moves ahead like strategic chess players. Your mind evaluates the ripple effects of decisions, social, emotional, ethical, and this gives you an edge. At work, while your colleagues are excited about a new policy, you're already envisioning the potential employee burnout 6 months down the line if it's not implemented compassionately. This kind of thinking can feel lonely. People may label you as negative or too serious. But in reality, you're protecting people from avoidable pain. You feel responsible for outcomes they haven't even thought about yet. Use your long-term thinking to develop strategic roadmaps in group settings. Frame your insights as safeguards rather than warnings. This helps others understand your vision without resistance. 3. INFJs read between the lines of human behavior. You don't just hear words, you read intentions, subtext, facial expressions, and energy. Your emotional radar is always on, picking up on dynamics even the people involved aren't aware of. During a casual conversation, someone says, "I'm fine," but you immediately sense their voice trembles, their smile is forced, and their energy is withdrawn. You know something's wrong, and often, you know what it is. This insight can make social settings overwhelming. You feel what others don't say. You can walk into a room and immediately feel the tension, unresolved issues, or hidden sorrow. It's like walking through emotional fog others don't see. Practice emotional shielding. Create daily rituals that help you disconnect from the emotional static, journaling, meditation, nature walks. You don't have to carry every invisible pain you perceive. 4. INFJs cross-reference ideas subconsciously. INFJs are mental alchemists. You store fragments of knowledge, emotion, experience, and philosophy in your mind like puzzle pieces, and somehow, your brain knows how to piece them together when needed. A friend talks about their creative block, and without planning it, you connect their current stress to a conversation you had months ago about their childhood perfectionism. Suddenly, you offer a solution no one else could have seen. This clicking together of thoughts often feels magical. But it can also be frustrating when others don't understand how you reached your conclusion. People may ask you to explain your logic when your mind didn't follow a linear path. Practice translating your insights into more step-by-step explanations. It helps others trust your intuition and brings your private genius into the open where it can make a difference. 5. INFJs run mental simulations of possible futures. You don't just imagine a future, you mentally simulate it in vivid emotional detail. You try on every outcome like a costume, assessing not just what will happen, but how it will feel. Before saying yes to a relationship, you envision every phase of it: dates, conflict, deep talks, heartbreak. You've lived the relationship in your mind before even going on the first date. This is a blessing and a curse. It saves you from reckless decisions, but it can also paralyze you with what-ifs. You may say no to opportunities because you've already emotionally exhausted every possible scenario. Limit your simulations. When faced with a decision, give yourself a time frame to envision outcomes, then choose. Trust your simulations, but don't become trapped by them. 6. INFJs feel the energy of social systems, not just individuals. You see people, but you also see systems. INFJs are uniquely capable of feeling how an entire group operates energetically, who dominates, who withdraws, who manipulates, and who needs protection. At a meeting, you sense the intern shrinking every time a certain executive speaks. You notice the subtle power imbalances that everyone else ignores. You're already strategizing how to subtly lift the intern's voice. It's exhausting. You can't just focus on your own lane when your heart is tuned to the emotional currents of the whole room. It's like being the emotional thermostat, always regulating everyone's comfort. Choose your battles. You can't fix every dynamic. Focus your energy on the systems you have influence over, and let go of the ones that are draining you without progress. 7. INFJs intuitively grasp the core identity of others. INFJs have a rare ability to see past masks and ego defenses. You often know who someone really is, even if they don't. You see potential, pain, and purpose woven into the soul of a person. You meet someone who is sarcastic and cold, but you sense a deep well of unprocessed grief. Later, when they finally open up, they're shocked you just knew. This depth of insight can feel isolating. You often fall for someone's potential, not their reality. You invest emotionally in helping them grow, but sometimes, they aren't ready. Learn to discern between someone's potential and their willingness to grow. Love people where they are, not just for who they could become. Your gift is sacred, use it wisely. INFJ, your mind is not just unique, it's a masterpiece. The way you anticipate, intuit, and internalize the world places you far ahead of the crowd, not because you're trying to be superior, but because your mind is designed to seek meaning and alignment far beyond the surface. And yes, it can be exhausting. It can feel lonely. But it's also what makes you a quiet visionary, a soul who plants seeds for futures others can't yet imagine. Remember this, your foresight is not a burden, it's a bridge. You are here to connect hearts, ideas, and futures. So the next time you feel out of place for being too deep or too sensitive, remember, your mind is just far ahead of the crowd. If this resonated with you, INFJ, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with another INFJ who needs to hear these words. Drop a comment about a moment you just knew something before anyone else. Your story matters here. And remember, you're not alone, we're just scattered stars, finally recognizing the same constellation. Stay safe, and see you in the next one.